guys, welcome to Little Black Book. You know what time it is. Listen, we're talking to you guys about Taraj P. Henson. Obviously, her comments about black women and their pay within Hollywood and within the acting world has obviously gone viral, and it's sparked conversation amongst other actors as well. Mainly Keke Palmer and Gabrielle Union, and there's others who also have come out as well, but we're going to focus on those two. But it's quite interesting because this conversation happened 2 years ago in pandemic. Monique came out and said her piece, and many people didn't really believe her, or at least she was a whistleblower, and many people weren't willing to blow the whistle on the situation. And it's got me thinking about whistleblowers. And it's interesting because when people blow the whistle, people don't want to hear because it's the first time usually, or maybe it's one or second time or whatever they've ever heard such an allegation, and it would require that people actually make changes. And that can be very difficult for people. Sometimes people don't want to make those changes just yet. Sometimes people don't want to, have to change things about their life. And, the fact that we've got Gabrielle Union, we've got Kiki Palmer, we've got, coming out in defense of Taraj P. Henson, it shows us that this situation is serious enough that they have to speak out. So we're going to read some of the statements that they made and hopefully break it down for you guys about the situation with Taraj P. Henson. We already done a part one with Taraj P. Henson video. We're going to read out the comments by Gabrielle Union. If you're new to the channel, like it, share, subscribe, click on that bell button for notification of the uploads. We appreciate you guys. Stay locked and stay loaded. For those of you who are attorneys, you already know what it is, baby. You got the minerals. You got the minerals. Stay hydrated because streets out there are hot. We're trying to get ourselves to 100K at the moment. And we really appreciate the fact that you guys are helping us soar to new heights as well, almost at the 80K limit as well. Let's get into this conversation and talk about it. If you haven't already joined our membership, join it. It's all about family out here. It's pounds a dollar. All right, cool. So Gabrielle says, not a damn lie told, not a damn lie. We go to bat for the next generation and hell, even our own generation and above. We don't hesitate to be the change that we all need to see. And it takes a toll on your mind, health, soul, and career if we're keeping it 100. And, listen, she's right. There's no a lie told by Taraj P. Henson. They are underpaid for the work, the great works that they actually do. What is interesting, though, just like I'm going to say about Kiki Palmer's response, is where were you when Monique needed you? Where were you when Monique needed you? That note was slightly off, but don't worry about that. Okay, all right. I'm not here for a contract deal. Where were they when Monique needed her? When somebody like Gabrielle Union, who was so heavy to back Terry Crews and his sexual assault situation. Where were you when Monique was saying what she was saying? Now, I do understand it's two different fights, and also I understand that each war requires you to buckle up in different ways, and you've got to know whether you have the stamina for each individual war. So I have to be fair to Gabrielle Union to say that maybe she wasn't ready for this war. Maybe she felt like she wasn't the soldier to lead that charge. And it also may be as well that, we have to be very real. Monique may not have the friends that Gabrielle Union had. I'm sorry, that Taraj P. Henson has. May not have the network, extensive relationships that Taraj P. Henson has. And so therefore, this situation will look different with Taraj than it does with Monique. Maybe Monique didn't make such of those. And I often find that the people that first do the blow the whistle, the people that often blow the whistle first, oftentimes I call them lone wolves. Because in reality, the reason why they're able to break ranks is because they are a lone wolf. That's why they're able to scream the name first. They're not attached to anything, right? They're not carrying sentimental value when it comes to the situation. They're willing to break the system in order to tell the truth. And I find that whistleblowers oftentimes don't have, usually, I find that usually when it comes to whistleblowers, they're not always the most beloved, loved person, the most cared about person, the most friends or anything like that, because that's what actually stops you from actually blowing the whistle, because you understand that your actions have consequences and repercussions for those people around you. It affects not just them, but their families too. So there's a lot of ties that hold people back. That's probably why some of the reasons why sometimes it can be very difficult to blow the whistle in these circumstances. Let me also get a read with Kiki Palmer because she also spoke up as well about the situation with Taraj P. Henson. And we'll bring that into light as well. Here we go. Okay, so Kiki Palmer Joins group of celebrities speaking out in support of Taraj Henson, expressing their frustration of not being paid fairly. Robin Thede said, "Watch this. Taraj is telling the absolute truth. 78% of gross income is gone off the top of the taxes and commissions, agents, managers, lawyers, and for those who pay other employees as well. Baby, the math ain't mathing, and I know you're like 10 million minus 8 million is still 2 million. I hear that. It's not mathing, right? Um, and then Kiki's response here. Let's read her response. Kiki, the entertainment industry is just like any other industry. We run a business to keep our brands afloat. Hold on. Keep our brands afloat. Us being a brand business, and it's that team of company members that decrease any assumed large lump sum. This includes monthly expenses, just like everywhere else. In the words of Biggie, more money, more problems. To make money, you must spend money. So what seems like a lot is taken by a lot. There's a privilege in this, depending what vantage point you are seeing from. But in our industry, among one another, this is neutralized. This is why no one can really have one job anymore. People working outside the entertainment industry may do Uber Eats, Postmasts, accountant part time, substitute teacher every other week, etc. For an entertainment career, you may like me, an actor, influencer, host, speaker. I keep a job because I have to. We all work multiple jobs, and we may like some, but also because we have to be successful and live in America is literally this way because of the cash to expense ratio, and this is why entrepreneurship is so important. But that in itself is expensive. Having one job for anyone is not really an option, no matter what industry, unless you are like the top earner. And I mean that's like Bill Gates and them. And I suppose I don't know because I can't relate. I mean, she got a point there. You know what I mean? And she finishes off by saying, for finishes off by saying, um, I'm not complaining or comparing, but I acknowledge that we all have similar struggles in our industry, and it's because corporations run everything and they aren't people. America with a problem at Beyonce. Oh, funny. All right, cool. So, I mean, listen, let's just keep it a buck and real, right? This situation here with Keith Palmer, Gabrielle Union backing Taraj B. Henson, it's about time. There's a need for action now. It's a shame it's taken up an extra 2 years. It's a shame that Monique has had to be blackballed. It's a shame that Monique has had to suffer in that place. But sometimes your sacrifice makes room for other people. When Jesus died on the cross, it was to sacrifice himself for love, for the rest of his friends, family, who he calls us, his children, could also benefit from. Sometimes a painful death opens up the ground for people to live. That's honestly the real truth. Sometimes a painful death, a sacrificial one, opens up the ground for those around you to live further on. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe. Let me know your thoughts down below. Do you agree? Do you think that Gabrielle Union and Key Palmer have points? What do you feel about the Monique situation? Why do you think they took so long for them to back Monique?